The original photographs were taken when Kate was 16 for a London magazine. It was a Pygmalion shoot to take her from street urchin to sophisticated glamour. On that day, getting dressed for the first shot, in sheer stockings, her hair piled in curless curls, wearing unsophisticated simple underwear and high heels that were just a little bit too big for her, Kate was the epitome of girl-woman. The beauty and poignancy, the wavering between childhood and adulthood that happens around this age. She was stunning, and although she was not an icon yet, I could see her power at the time, a deep innocence, a supreme knowing. I had a teddy bear from a previous shoot. I asked her to hold it to emphasize a waning child, and contradicted this by shooting at a low angle to give her figure heroic status. The setting of the bathroom added to the feeling of secret dress-up. In these pieces, with the same intent of opposition, I use the seriousness of canvas screen-printed with a pop art of glitter, diamond dust, high-shine UV glazes, and paints to explore her meaning as an icon of our times. For me as an artist, creating the pieces was an opportunity to explore Kate's spirit and ponder her iconography. In a media-crazed society which loves to show and tell, Kate has often been indicted for scandalous behavior. Somehow she always cleverly turns the indictment back at her detractors and accusers, reflecting them in the irony of their own unfulfilled rock and roll dreams. In light of this, I began to consider the old maxim, the one in which the monkeys avoid evil by blocking their senses, hearing none, seeing none, speaking none. I realized that its meaning could also work in reverse. While the conventional manner of dealing with what is perceived as evil or threatening to the status quo is to shut it out, the perhaps more modern approach is to simply not recognize evil as evil, but rather as a part of a great choreography of cause and effect. All symptoms of the universe hang in a strange balance, a very female perspective, I think. And it started to make sense to me that Kate is in effect a poster child of this media mindset, in which we have transcended religion, and good and evil are relieved of their archetypal meanings in the greater scheme of cause and effect. With this understanding in mind, it was easy to begin my work on this piece. I was going to work with three figures. The first, Kate, is confident, almost haughty. The middle figure, her stance has the insouciance of a child. The third figure is sweet, shy, and knowing. I needed all three to tell the story. The three bears echo the title, hear no, speak no, see no. One thing I knew about the original images used in these pieces is that they were controversial for reasons that interested me personally. These pictures of Kate have always been powerful and revered, I think for certain inherent ambiguities. Although at the time they were taken, youth and sex were often freely associated without malice, current developments in children's rights had caused legendary images such as these, powerful representations of the fashion of their day, to come under the scrutiny of those looking for moral boundaries concerning teenagers and sex. We all know there is nothing, of course, wrong with a young girl dressing up as a woman in the bathroom. But what about a photograph of a young girl dressing up as a woman in the bathroom? A polemic such as this is exactly what makes the arts tick. The questions of ethics is not for the artist to solve, it is for the artist to pose, something that this piece so eloquently does. Kate Moss is an icon, a muse and anima of our time. Her physicality a perfect mix of pretty, attainable girl next door and the wide-eyed, high-cheekboned, full-lipped face of a world-class beauty. Brimming with nonchalant jouissance, the bad rock-and-roll girl who emerges unscathed from her trip to the underworld. Hence, a perfect balance of light and dark exists in these pieces, a balance sought by the world at large.